I don't know what I had. Nothing of that. You can't hear that, but so hello. It is Monday, the 15th of February. It has been kind of wild time here. Wild couple of weeks to enter February for me. Yeah, I know. We talked about that. We didn't really talk about it. But I kind of like brought it up. Interesting stuff. But one big thing that happened today. Had two big lacrosse games for the high school. Two box games at Resolute today. Absolutely, easily the best game that these guys have played. The absolute just start with the defense. The talking has been really I think one of the weakest parts for us. But that was definitely there. They were calling out the picks. They were getting everything, and they were just keeping everybody in front. They weren't letting guys get by easy. There were a couple slight breakdowns, but the slides definitely. Nate, I know Nate brought this up. The slides are working today. They were working, and that's what we needed. We need to be playing on every single play. You need to be working on defense to make sure you're telling your teammates where everybody's going, where the ball is, and everything like that, and to help the goalie out as much as you can. That was really I felt like a big thing. Yes, the defense was huge and really didn't allow a lot of shots. There was a couple. We had multiple shot clock violations, and I think it was unbelievable. I think it was definitely a game that the boys got going. I didn't even talk about the offense. The offense had used the clock, set some stuff up. We only really did a couple pick downs, once or twice. So those pick downs, they are. When you have Ben and Cece on that team, that's it's just going to be a deadly combo. But having this. Just this team working together and just seeing the growth just over, I think we only played 10 games. I don't even think we played 10 games, honestly. But no, for all of it, just the overall game, the energy, and the ability to we had Coach Beasley, who was he was just reffing. He was doing what he had to do. I'm not agreeing with anything, but he said he was going to call him kind of tight on the boards and stuff. And I was fine with that. I get it. He can't really see everything that's going on. He's just going to try to call it early. So nothing big hits. Just sometimes you gotta take licks, and move on. Wasn't the deciding factor in the game. We won by multiple goals in both games. Only winning 13-5 against Westerville South tonight was really good. Really, you're able to pick who can play. You pick your shooters, obviously, on the other team. Who's getting the ball? Who's the guy that's going to be putting that the ball in the back of the net a lot? But no, it was overall good game. Last two games of the season. So I just kind of want to start that off. Some good stuff, good news. Good feelings all around on that. Freshman to sophomore, freshman actually scored his first goal in box today on the last game. So pretty big. We had some things happen. We had some stuff go down, but they're moving on. But that kind of brings me right into what I wanted to start with today was the Blue Jackets. Obviously, Blue Jackets start here in 45 minutes from the time of this recording right now. But from what everything that's been going on, last two games against the Blackhawks, which just to really reiterate, even though we lost in overtime, and it's a heartbreaker. You're still 2-0-1 against the Blackhawks this year. We're technically ahead. We're tied with 18 points with the Blackhawks, Florida Panthers, as well as Carolina, who we play tonight, which makes it even more important to get these two important points to put them, first off, to 20, the second team in 20. Unless, but everybody plays today, so could be a mass mix up. Columbus, I think, if they can get on the winning edge here, they can get themselves going. This is definitely something that they control. They have a lot of really good really good things going right now. I think the Lanier, Roslovic are gelling. Yes, Lanier hasn't had a lot, but I mean, that's with 4 goals and an assist in 6 games. And that's what I want to keep reiterating with Patrick Lanier is I don't want to get over hopeful about Patrick Lanier being here. And not really. I like everybody. I'm not getting a gist that people don't understand, like that people in Columbus don't understand. But like I keep getting from Columbus Blue Jacket announcers and really a lot of CBJ affiliates or CBJ news stations that I go to. I go to a couple. Shout out to the Artillery and the Cannon. I really like listening to those 2 podcasts every week. It's really kind of what got me interested in doing this myself and talking, just like getting in front of this. I mean, I've done a little bit of podcasting before, but besides the point, basically getting with this CBJ team and Patrick Lanier has been kind of, I feel like some people would think this is underachieving. That's why I keep bringing this up about the people around kind of like calming us down. It feels like about Patrick Lanier, and I don't have really a problem. I feel like the last game was exactly what you're going to get, except for one key stat. So he had the sweet snipe in the offensive zone, took the puck in, nice little deke in front to slow down the puck, little toe drag, and then slap that. Didn't even really look like he shot the puck. Not even gonna lie, it looked like it looked effortless for that, and it didn't look very powerful almost, and it was still a snipe to the top left corner, pipe in. It was beautiful. It was absolute beauty. Definitely want to keep seeing that happen, but I feel like we need to it's almost like he's getting overshadowed from Roslovic a little bit, just because Roslovic has been so good to start off, which is great to have, just to know that, like, I mean, I know that Yarmo, I know what Yarmo knows his stuff, and I know he knew that Jack Roslovic was a decent skater, decent guy that could play, and another center that they could throw into the lineup immediately. The biggest thing that I am looking at is that I don't think they thought that it would be this much so soon. And I mean, essentially, you're trading a 3rd-round pick for him. Yeah, a lot of people will say it was like the PLD Patrick Lanier deal, but like if that's how people are going to look at it, the number 2 overall for the number 3 year overall, then the Jack Roslovic is for a 3rd-round pick right now, and that 3rd-round pick has 9 points in, I believe, 8 games. I don't think he has much more. I'll have to double check that really quick, but I just keep looking at this team, and I think those 2 additions are going to be huge. I think everybody that's been added into this team is going to be big, especially with Max Domi, and now Kevin Stinlin kind of getting the second line starts. I think other than Saturday was his first game playing, that he was in. He played a game and he did not get a point. So that's, I believe, five games. Or no, I think that's 6 games, 5 points for Kevin Stinlin. Let me know in the chat if that's right. I'll definitely be looking on that. I need to first off click on total points here. So Jack Roslovic, with his 9 points, has played a total of 9 games. All for the Blue Jackets this year. Obviously, he didn't, with the whole Winnipeg situation, he didn't play any games. Patrick Lanier played the very first game and then had an upper body injury. I don't quite remember what exactly that was, but it was listed as day-to-day, and I do know that with the way Torts talked about it when he came in, and the way Patrick Lanier talked about it, it didn't seem like it was that big of a deal. And with him, with these 6 games, I mean, with him having, 4 goals, 1 assist, 5 total points, like I'm going to take that from any player. If we can get that at every game, or not every game, but every 5 games, like every 5-6 games. If every player is giving me 5 points at 5-6 games, that means there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of goals going around here, a lot of stuff going in the back of the net for the good guys, the CBJ guys. The other thing to talk about with tonight, obviously with the Carolina situation, we already kind of pointed it out. This is a big game in the standings. All games are divisional opponents this year. So obviously we only have 7 opponents in the Discover Central is what they call this. This is a one-time thing with the pandemic for everything to try and get everything back in order for next year. They're going to realign everything, so it'd be a lot easier for COVID restrictions. So it'd be a lot of the same teams and players that are playing each other. So pretty much it was a lot of, they wanted to get them all in negative, and then once that happened, they just need now to make sure that they are being okay and safe and doing the proper things to play. With everything going on with this, I mean, there's still been a lot of exciting hockey if you're a CBJ fan. Obviously, just 2 games ago was the Chicago Blackhawks game that they won 6-5. Watched that game live. That was an unbelievable, fast-paced type of game. Loved it. It was a lot of goal scoring. I mean, 11 goals in one game. You, as a fan, you love it. As a defense and a goaltender, you probably dislike that. But even being a defensive guy, I felt like the Jackets played a lot of good defense on that game. They just had they just really had some bad, I feel like, situations that they put themselves in that really gave up some easy goals. But at the end of the day, you get the 2 points, and you got it in regulation too, with that being that many goals. So big time. But going back to the standings, it's a 4-way tie for second place with 18 points. Florida and Carolina obviously are going to take second and third because they have 12 games played compared to the 16 games that the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Chicago Blackhawks have. Chicago Blackhawks are below us due to head-to-head with the Blue Jackets. Like I said, 2 wins, 0 losses in regulation, 1 loss in overtime. So, I mean, you've gotten 5 points out of 6 with the Chicago Blackhawks. So just to mention that, I don't care what people think that if Chicago is not that good of a team. I hear my dad is a Penguins fan who says that, and I don't believe him. Patrick Kane is still nasty. Patrick Kane is still an offensive force to be reckoned with, and he is obviously attracting a lot of players in the blue and white for the Columbus Blue Jackets. But back to tonight. Big thing with Carolina. Obviously, if we go back to the last time we played them, that was a 3-2 win by the Jackets. These were back-to-back games that they had. They lost 6-5. So this would be kind of sweet if we could put 6 on them and not score 5. Maybe get something on that. But that's a Jackets fan hoping that the offense just starts exploding. Personally, over comparing this year to the last couple years, this is an unbelievable year so far in goal scoring for the Jackets, and I don't want to say that because they have the overall, I believe, is -6 still, -5 or 6 on their plus minus offensively and defensively, how many goals they're giving up. I mean, a lot of that I still go back to the one game that they had with Chicago, or not Chicago, Dallas, the 6-3. So I mean, it's kind of tough. I mean, Jackets have had pretty much all 1-goal games, other than 1, 2, 3, 4 games. So 4 of these 16 games have been multiple goal wins or losses. Not very many wins, I'll tell you that. I know one of them is the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I want to say that's the only one that I saw. Carolina, obviously, they've got some offensive studs. Got a veteran, Jordan Staal. They've got the youngster in Oha. And oh my gosh, who's the other guy that I'm not McGinn. Hamilton's a defensive player. Pest is a defensive player. It'll come to me. I know there's a bunch of guys here. It's probably the first dude up here. Svechnikov. I have no idea let's see here, Nikakov or Svechnikov. I think it's Svechnikov. Probably butchering that name, but Svechnikov, he's got 12 points, 6 goals, 6 assists, most goals on the team. Actually tied 3 people. So yeah, oh my gosh. Brock, see Jordan, Sebastian Aho, Fogo. Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of offensive guys, but the more like this is the hard thing that's with being a Jackets fan is I go here and I look at these stats and they don't really mean a whole lot because every game is different in hockey and we all know that. So honestly, seeing that like we only have one six goal scorer, but like if you go back and they've got less, I don't know, less depth scoring, like it's a lot of top heavy. It's not really. I mean, they've got a bunch of guys in with one goals, but not really. Let's say 4 other guys other than the 3-6. So I mean, it's hard. It's hard to judge. I really can't judge stats wise. I mean, obviously you look at the Toronto Maple Leafs and they're unbelievable right now with like I think they have 3 guys over 20 points. Like it's crazy. But some things to note. Stefan Matteau is coming up. First defensive. No, he's a forward. Why did I don't know why I thought Matteau was a defenseman there for a second. I guess I'm just so excited because for some reason Zach Werenski is now scratched. It looks like it's still the lower body injury that is the issue. So, I mean, it's not that big a deal. I think everything with Zach Werenski is going to be okay. I think he needs some rest. But honestly, I keep looking at our defense, and I think we're solid. I mean, you have Scotty Arrington, who is out for the one game now. Zach Werenski came in, had a goal, had an assist. Really, really big minutes. And then it looks like they're putting Dean Kukin in tonight. So they're going to put Gavrikov with Jones, which makes sense. And then Kukin with Savvy, Delzato, and Peak. So you like that Delzato and Peak. Corpy's the starter again. Elvis will probably get the start on Wednesday against... Who do we play on? Nashville. Nashville's on Wednesday. That's right. But goes back to the line there with Patrick Lanier, Jack Roslovic, Cam Atkinson in line 1. Max Domi, Kevin Stunlin, Oliver Bjorkstrand, line 2, Boone Jenner, Alex Texier, Nick Foligno in line 3, Stefan Matteau, Riley Nash, Eric Robinson. I really like Eric Robinson. I've been really like waiting for Eric Robinson to kind of like start getting those goals because he keeps getting breakaways, and I just feel like he's eventually going to start getting these to go. With so many breakaways, like you just got to think that he's going to get it done eventually. Like he's going to start getting those goals. He's going to get those puck luck breaks. He's going to get a couple of things. Like he's starting to put it all together. I kind of like that fourth line. I want to see what Matteau's got coming in tonight. It's got. I didn't realize this actually until I got down here. That's why I was a little stunned by it. But that means Malika Gregorenko is out tonight, which. I look at how this has been such a crazy year, and obviously they keep kind of taking some pieces out and putting somebody in. I mean, when is it enough? I guess with this season, like having I understand like this first. I mean, props to the players just because they're still competing for second, third, and fourth for the playoff spot. And they're basically been in the top 4 almost the entire year. Yeah, they've had a couple low runs. They had an early run. It wasn't too good, but they've just turned it around. I feel like in the last few games, and I feel like that 6-5 was still a turning point. I feel like that 6-5 game against the Blackhawks was going to be huge. They still played really well, even though they lost in overtime. I mean, you still think about it. They only gave 2 to Chicago, and they got 3 out of 4. 3 out of 4 against any team. You're going to go, okay, I'll take 3 out of 4. I'll take it. I mean, you look at how it happened. Yeah, that sucks. It's something that it needs to be fixed. I mean, I feel like every time we go into overtime and we've got the momentum down, like they come in and they score within the first 40 seconds. I've seen it like multiple times this year. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it just as much as you guys are. I really am liking how the lineup is set. I think tonight will be interesting with Kukin and Matteau to really see how those guys are kind of ready. I mean, more so Kukin. Kukin's gonna have the spotlight on him. Matteau, I just want to see how he comes out and plays for his season debut. Kukin, I hope he comes back and he continues to be the force when he, as me and my buddies say, Kukin is Kukin. When he is Kukin, he is doing well. So I really want to make sure that Kukin is Kukin. We really want to make sure on that. On top of that, I look at the taxi squad too, and I mean it's Liam Foodie, Amel Benstrom, Adam Clenning, Gabriel Carlson, and Cam Johnson, and I mean. I keep looking at Foodie. This is really why I look at the taxi squad, because I look at Foodie and I think to myself, I'm like, how the hell is he still not in here? And Eric Robinson is. Now, Eric Robinson, I think, has done a lot better than Liam Foodie, but Liam Foodie is faster than Eric Robinson. As much as I probably would need to see this race between the two of them, because easily those are the two fastest guys on our team. I would really like to see those two just go blue line to blue line, or not blue line, and goal line to goal line, see what happens. Like, be great. But I just think with all his speed, like Benstrom's got the one with the shot, and I know that these two, I mean, they just got to get better. Like, they just have a lot of like little things that they need to do. Stinlin is really kind of surprised me because I knew he had, obviously, with the shot last year, he came in with the power play and really helped. But I mean, we really are showing that like our top line is going to produce. It looks like our top line is going to have something every game. So that's good. And then if we're getting some help from Domi, Stinlin, and all the Bjorkstrand, which I want to say that Bjorkstrand, I think, is going to be a guy that people need to watch out for. He needs to be kind of on the radar of people. I was under the impression when Patrick Laine came in that he would be on the other side. Excuse me. But of Patrick Laine, and with Jack Roslovic taking the center, I mean, I thought it was great. I really thought it was going to be Laine, Domi, Bjorky. And I was completely wrong on what's working. Laine, Roslovic, Atkinson, which, hey, I will gladly be wrong to know. I will gladly be wrong so that the Blue Jackets will keep scoring more goals. I will always be wrong so that they score more goals. If that's what it takes, that's what it takes. We all have to do our part, and I'll do my part every damn day to make sure that happens. I mean, really, I'm excited about this game. I really think if they can come out and they can just blow these, like, just really get it going. Like, I really want to see this consistent game that we had on Saturday and just be able to finish that game. Like, I feel like Saturday we dominated for like almost a full 3 periods, but it was like 2.5, and just kind of gave them that one chance and they got it in. I mean, you got to give them credit, but you got to finish. Like, I feel like in which you keep looking back and you could have done this. It's hindsight's 2020. But at the end of the day, looking at what we have as a Blue Jackets fan base, I'm very excited. I am super glad that we put Jarmo in here. Jarmo's the man. He knows what he's doing. He knows he knows hockey. Man knows hockey, and that's what you need. You need people that know hockey. You need people that are going to know when there's talent and they see it, and when they are able to pick up a trade for Patrick Laine like they did and grab Jack Roslovic out of like, sure, well, we know he's not really been doing much for you. We'll throw a pick in for him. And to get a 3rd round pick for Jack Roslovic, who's got 9 points in 9 games, it's blowing my mind. The dude has single-handedly won a game for us, and he was huge. He was huge in that 6-5 game. I felt like he was all over the place. And the other thing that I started to mention, and I kind of drifted off with some other thoughts, but the other thing that I wanted to go with this trade was Patrick Laine had this was the real key stat on Saturday, his first career fight. Now, some of you may like think like, oh, it's no big deal. It's a fight. Like, it happens. No, it's not. This is Patrick Laine, an elite scorer, dude that's known for his shot, not for his defense, not for fighting. And he's 6'5". He's 6'5", by the way, before skates. So, like, the dude's like 6'8" on the ice, like 6'7", that's unbelievable. Anyway, if you really look at what I feel like the significance of it, and you see like how it went down, he went into the boards. Now, obviously, you could say, well, he just didn't want to rub back to the ice. I'm like, no, I mean, Roslovic got hit. He went in there, and he wasn't leaving, and he was taking him with him. And he said, and then in his post game, he was like trying to get the boys fired up, blah, blah, blah. And personally, I think that's huge because it shows that this is a guy that's buying in. This is a guy that understands what Columbus Blue Jackets hockey is about and is now like, I get it. I'll do my thing. And he said he will. I said that's why you bring him in, is because he's a shooter. He knows how to score and he can do it really well. That's what makes him, that's what gets his checks. Like, let's be honest, like that's what gets him money. And that's what's obviously going to help. And that's what Columbus wants. Like, obviously Columbus is going to want that. But then you're telling me this guy's going to stick up for his dudes. He's going to start fighting. Like, dude's going to drop down for block shots every now and then. Like, if dude's 22, like that's why I feel like some people don't. I guess this is his 5th season, but the dude's 22 years old. Like, think about that. Like, I'm 27, man. Like, I'll be real. Like, I'm sitting here, like, I coach. I just coach. I just love coaching, like, personally. And it's a lot of fun. Some stuff that really gets me. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. It's a joy of mine. It's definitely something that's a passion, and it definitely brightens up my day, any day of the week that I'm doing it, and I can't ever get enough of it. The biggest thing that I see with this moving forward is I think Patrick Lanier is, like I said, starting to understand what Columbus Blue Jackets hockey is about. I think this team is starting to gel. Seth Jones, obviously, with Seth Jones and Zach Werenski, I'm always going to be happy with those guys on the line. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, this is so unprofessional. Yawning. Obviously, I've been doing a lot today. The things that I look at with this team going in is, one, they need to keep the pressure up. They need to keep that neutral zone pressure up, and because I felt like that was huge against Chicago. They were able to disrupt a lot of stuff, and then the consistent pressure in the offensive zone, where they have been able to maintain possessions longer and get multiple shots in a certain session. I mean, I believe, I can't remember which game it was, but they outshot their opponent by, like, I think it was the Chicago game at 6-5. Like, I want to say it was that they outshot their opponent like by 20. It was like 57 to, or like, I think total shots it was like 57 to like 30 or like 29 or something like that. It was an unbelievable stat that I was looking at, and I really am looking at this team now as, instead of what I've seen in the past as a typical hard-nosed forechecking team, we're going to dump the puck, blow you up, and take it from you, or beat you there, one of the two. And we're going to get some scrappy goals, but we're going to have hard-nosed defense and great goaltending. And it's going to be very hard for you to win. The thing that I see now with this team, when you add a Patrick Lanier and you add a Jack Roslovic and you add a Max Domi, and I mean, those three guys right there. I mean, I feel like Max Domi is going to do a lot better later down the road. I feel like him and, like, oh my gosh, I got the yawns tonight. I'm not trying to do that. Sorry, guys. But the biggest thing with them, I think Max Domi is going to come out because he just hasn't been able, him and Patrick Lanier with this, that they haven't been in the system long enough to really understand what it is about. And I don't want to say that, like, Max Domi, obviously he's played all 16 games and he didn't know what was going on, what needed to happen. And I'm like, no, like Max Domi got benched, I think, the second game of the year. Like, Max Domi, like, understands that it does not matter who you are. It matters about the Columbus Blue Jackets and trying to make sure that the Columbus Blue Jackets are the best possible team. Why am I yawning so much, man? But the biggest thing is that I take from this is I think these two are ready to go. I think they're starting to get that momentum. Patrick Lanier now has his line mates, essentially. And then I feel like Domi is kind of like settled in at wing. I think he's a solid player. I think he has a great shot. I think he's quick. He's got major stick skills. Max Domi has some serious nasty stick skills. And I mean, him, Lanier, and even Roslovic has some just wicked nasty stuff too. I mean, he's with the little throw in between my legs, back up to my foot, all back up to myself up here, just to go 5-hole on a goalie. Like, it's unbelievable. It's great stuff. Just great to see like stuff like that. Uh, I guess I gotta end the podcast though. I mean, we are about 30 minutes, guys. So I am. Thanks for everything, and hit subscribe, follow, check out the videos. I'm trying to put them out once a day. I've been trying to get better about that, and I just want to talk 30 minutes, usually on something on my thoughts, something that's going on. A lot of times it'll be sports related. I'm a big sports guy. As you can see, a little bit of Steelers, big Steelers fan here, and obviously a big Jackets fan as well, big Ohio State fan, Cavs, big Pirates fan. As much as my buddy wants to make fun of me about it, I'm a huge Pittsburgh Pirates fan. It's my team. It's my team. I always rep them. As much as I hate them at times, I always rep them. But yeah, with today, I got like 5 in here. I'm keeping this good. Guess 5 yawns. The biggest thing that I need, that I really hoping for tonight is just get a Blue Jackets win. This is really my kind of like first preview, like right before the game, stuff like that, to kind of like get myself ready. I'm excited. I'm ready to get into a little bit more on the Jackets this year. I definitely want to follow them and keep doing these. I think this is going to be cool. I think people like them. I hope you guys are enjoying the videos, and we'll keep them coming.